Okay, I know that thumbnail and title might seem like it's clickbait, but I promise this actually happened. So as everybody who's watched my last video may know, I went on a class trip in 3rd grade and 8th grade. And today I'm going to tell a story about my class trip in 8th grade. So we arrived at the place where this class trip was going to happen, and it was these like tiny houses made out of cardboard and paper. And the worst thing is, these weren't like even big or spacious. You would expect that if these things were made out of like air and water or something, then they would at least be big on the inside. Absolutely not. There was enough beds. They're like beds for 10 people, and that was the whole space. Like, no more space. There was no like walk space, no like bathroom. No, that's it. So in absolutely rancid conditions like these, you would expect that everybody was outside, and that's what the case was. Everybody was outside, either on the balcony of their little houses or just like playing volleyball at the beach. Now, even with all these conditions, I wouldn't have had a problem staying inside if it wasn't for the fact that I bumped my head into every single thing on that house. And you would like expect that if I bump my head into every single door frame or everything in the house, that I'm like super tall. No, they just made this house for like people below 5'9" or something. Why? Like, I can't believe not a single person has ever went and complained because of this problem. Or like, what? How is that even like a good business if you have a house where people above like 5'10" just cannot enter without bumping their head into it? Okay, but I went a little ranting there, sorry. But basically, the basic idea is I was outside, just kind of walking around, exploring the other places, looking at the different houses of other people, and everybody had it better than us. Like, I went to the house where the girls lived in, and it was 2 girls less than us, but they had a bathroom and a shower. Like, why didn't we have that? You kidding me? So yeah, I'm walking around this place, and then I see that some of the girls of this house are sitting outside at the balcony on these little chairs. There's like 2 or 3 of them, and there's one extra chair where nobody's sitting on. One of the girls who's sitting on the chair looks at me and goes, "Hey, come sit down next to us." I look at them like a deer in headlights, like they just asked me if I glue my Legos together with Nutella. So I don't want to be trapped, obviously, like maybe this is a trap or something like that. So I ask, "Why do you want me to sit down?" And she responds with, "Just come sit down and want to talk." Now, this is the obviously part where most guys would have just like started running away into the different direction and go back to their friends and playing volleyball with them or something. But my smart brain decided, yeah, let's sit down, let's sit down. I'm sure she has zero bad intentions and like just wants to talk to me, right? So I sit down next to her, and she starts a conversation off like anybody else would. "Hey, how's it going?" she asks. I respond with, "Yeah, I'm doing good." Then she asks the question that will make any man shit his pants immediately. "What do you think of that girl over there?" She points at the girl. I have never spoken a word to this girl in my life. So I'm thinking, what am I supposed to answer? I have never spoken a damn word with this girl in my entire 2 years of being in class with her. So, like, am I just supposed to say, yeah, she's cute or something? And I can't say that. I can't base somebody just based off their looks. So I say, well, I've never spoken a word to her. And then she starts laughing and goes, "Oh, yeah, right, I forgot. You can go now after that." So I stood up and I just kind of walked back into my house. As I'm walking back to my house, I start to get like a little scared. What if somehow possibly I said something like ever so slightly bad, which means that they're going to tell the teacher and I'm going to get in a lot of trouble? That was probably like my biggest concern. Or possibly anything like that. So as I'm walking back, I just decide, fuck it. Wait, wasn't there like a cornfield halfway to the way here? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go explore that cornfield, and I'm just not going to come back anymore. So I enter the cornfield, and just like, it was just like a regular walk. I had no idea how I'm going to get home, or how I'm going to get food, or I'm going to get drinks, or anything for the next few days, or if I'm even going to make it. It was really like a just put everything in God's hands type of situation. And honestly, I was kind of enjoying it. It was just me and the nature in the middle of a cornfield, late at night. And at about this time, that's when people started realizing that I wasn't at the place where the class trip was happening, and they started searching for me. Now, I had actually told them that I had gone somewhere. I just told them I went to the beach instead of the cornfield, which was the exact opposite direction in which I had gone. So they were basically going further and further away from me as I was walking. So yeah, and also during this time, I'm just walking through the cornfield. I don't really know what was going on in my mind that I decided just running away from this place would be a good idea. But I think halfway going through the cornfield, I decided it wouldn't be a good idea to just completely run away. And I said, I'm just gonna come back at like some certain point. But I didn't know when I was gonna come back. I just made that decision subconsciously. But then that decision was made for me by God, I guess, because I got to the end of the cornfield and there was just this like pitch dark, and so there was this kind of way that was covered by trees, and it was completely dark there. And I told myself, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not walking in there. I'm too much of a little baby to go into there. I'm just gonna turn back, and if I ever get back, if I ever find the way back home, that'd be cool. If not, that's okay too. I think at this point was when I like really regretted not preparing to run away. If you guys ever are planning to like just go away for a few hours taking a walk just with yourself, I recommend bringing at least a phone. I had brought a phone to this class trip, like a little Nokia brick, but that was at least better than better than nothing. I could have at least contacted somebody, and I left it in my backpack in the house. But don't worry guys, your boy actually found back, because I can now record this video, and the reason for that is I found my way back, and we all came home after like 5 days. And it was so funny watching everybody like completely flip out when I finally came back. They all thought I was dead or something. How do you guys like not expect me just going away without a trace? That's so embarrassing. You've known me since 7th grade and you don't just expect that to happen from me. The teachers too, talking about we were so worried about you. No, you weren't. The fuck? The only thing you were worried about is your insurance company eating you alive because I was gone. So yeah. At the end, I did not get in trouble for anything I said to the girl. She was pretty chill about it. Or maybe I just didn't say anything at all and overthought everything. Yeah, and that's the entire story. Subscribe.